the intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey there, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. Welcome to the Mirror Universe, and today's video is meant to give you a basic how-to of getting into this loop and operating it. Not trying to get too in-depth, but give you the what you need to know essentials for starting the Mirror Universe loop, because there is a lot to it. So to be clear, we'll not be going into high-depth conversations about what the refinery pays out long-term, anything like that. We'll go over the basis of what you need to know to get started now. So this is a 101 video. Now, this starts for operations 40 plus players. If you are below that, you won't need to worry about this new loop. But if you go to the refinery, you will see at the very top, we do have a brand new refinery. That is key because you will be every 3 days expected to collect this chest right behind me, which will give you 900 of the vouchers, which you need 300 vouchers per entrance into the Mirror Universe. We're going to worry about everything else later. We'll start with that. So you need to collect that every 3 days. You can hold your 3 vouchers. And yes, if you chose, you can bring in more than one ship at a time if you wanted to. And there is an argument to be doing that later, but not really necessarily right now. So you would, for example, go to Mirror Axanar and spend your 300 so that you could then enter into the Mirror Universe. There are 3 starting systems: Mirror Alpha Centauri, Mirror Wolf, and Mirror Sirius. Now, there are different things throughout these systems. And I will tell you, as a beginner player or early entrance player, main thing you're going to want to focus on is hunting hostiles. Now, there are mining options and a variety of hostile types. The main thing you're going to want to do is work on getting the currency. And I'll show you some of the hostiles here. We'll go down to these 40s. This is what you're trying to grind early. For everybody else, you're trying to grind this right here, the raw Trillium A, but not from the hostiles themselves, but mostly from the mega chest. One good thing about the hostiles in this loop is that the drop rate, as you can see, is 100%. So if you defeat a hostile, you will get a loot box, which makes up for the fact that if you lose, like I did against this 58, which is essentially a Rotaran, I lost all of this loot. It's all gone now, but I got whatever I got in the boxes prior to that drop off. So as you go through, we'll use our NX01 to kind of show off some of these systems. We'll use this Mirror Deneb as an example. You look inside, you're going to find something like this. You're going to find these waypoints and how to activate it. So if you had made it to this point, every single one of these takes a common rift key to get. Now, again, to get common rift keys, you're going to go back to your refinery. You'll also notice them in a gift chest today. You can see the Mirror Rift free chest here, but also you'll find your trade down if you so want to. There are 3 different currencies. There is a premium currency, which yes, you do have to be able to grind out a little bit of, uncommon, and then common. So you could actually trade down if you wanted to with a rate of 4-to-1 because it's 40 to launch a premium. So if you were to do 10, that means you were getting 400 to one run. So 4-to-1. Pretty good little combo right there. Good little trade down, I guess. But anyway, those are what you're going to be looking at. Basics of the refinery are getting your vouchers. And then you can see there is a collection for that common right there that you can start going through, because each individual system needs to be noted. Each individual system has a key cost. So if you started right here at Mirror Archer and wanted to go to Mirror Deneb, it will cost you 100 common keys. And then if you want to proceed even further, maybe going to Mirror Talseti, that will be a 100 key purchase that you have to do inside of the Mirror Universe. Then if you want to go even further, say to Mirror Doloran, you will need to spend another 100 common keys. Now, there are different things in different systems. For example, you'll find in here, we've got mining systems. Now, I do want to point out that these systems are not really worth doing early on for most people in the game. You want to wait until you get a research built up that I'll show you in a second. But to real quickly cover, for those who are curious, here are where all the raw Trillium A nodes are. These are the various systems that you can find them. And in STFC.space, you can also find the Trillium D systems, which are going to be in the uncommon systems. There's 2 areas of the space, uncommon and common. And here are the Trillium D nodes. All of them are listed right here for your convenience. So back over here. Like I said, there are 2 different areas to this map. You can see a grayish portion here and a greenish portion. This is common and uncommon for color coding, but the pivot point is right here at Mirror Alatara. And for those who are watching the video right now, by the way, who've been looking for the secret mission, because there is a secret mission that you have to find, it's right here. So if you found it, congratulations. If the video is how you found it, congratulations. That's where the secret mission is. Warning, you actually need 15,000 raw Trillium A to start it. So be warned, quite expensive, quite pricey, but it does pay out your mirror dust 4 different forms, as well as 500, that's 5 runs of an uncommon, so 5 different uncommon systems, and 2 premium rift keys. What is the value of the premium rift key, you might ask? The premium rift allows you to go to places like this, Mirror Ganalda, and skip going through all these places. So in this instance, we would go right here to Mirror Andoria, spend 40 to get to Ganalda, and then we would skip to Alatara, and then start going into the uncommon area. So there's different reasons to do different things. For example, the different hostile types. I've shown you one so far with my battle logs. Technically, I can show you more, but look like this 45. The purpose of grinding this in the common area, again, is to get that Trillium A, but more importantly, to get the mega chest that drops from it. But that's not the only option you can grind. There are also systems like Mirror Dolaran that are worth exploring for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you kill these hostiles, they also drop a mega chest, but that mega chest is actually going to drop faction credits, which can be very, very valuable to the average player because we need more faction credits. But also, it pays out rep equal across the board. So you can actually come in here and rep grind at a fairly okay rate, and you'd actually be improving rep for all of your factions. I'm not necessarily saying you can try faction lock by grinding these hostiles, because you do have a 20-minute time limit if you go into the system. Remember, that is important to keep an eye on. If you were to enter into any of these systems, you will start a 20-minute timer that you will see above your ship right there. And be warned, any death, whether it be through PvE or PvP, will result in you losing any cargo you've obtained except for the boxes up top. Now, I mentioned the mining nodes. I want to circle back real quick just to say, hey, this is something that you're not going to do necessarily right now, but later in the game could be valuable. So again, let's take a look at that system. You'll see my Hydra here cannot mine this very fast, 5,000 an hour, but that's actually an improvement because I've actually started the research already. If you go into the brand new research tree in the mirror set, you'll find the second research is the common survey Trillium mining. So that actually is going to make them much faster, maxing out at a 100,000 bonus. That's pretty significant. The first being 2,000. So early on, mining is not a viable way to get the Trillium that you're looking for. Later on, it certainly can be, as those miners will get faster and faster, that you reasonably can mine that 3 million node down, even though you've got a 20-minute timer as soon as you enter into the mirror universe. So value there, I guess. Debate on whether you want to go down the tree or how you want to approach this. There certainly are a lot of hostiles. So we're only trying to cover the basics, not necessarily going over strategy and key points. As far as crewing, early on in the commons, whether you're level 40 or level 50, isolitic-based crews are pretty strong, arguably the best PvE crews you have in the game. And the need to go for loot is not really there because, again, the main value for you day oneers, those early going in the mirror universe, is to take advantage of the various loot boxes that are going to drop. Focus on normal combat ships for the main boxes that drop your Trillium A, or to focus on, if you want faction credits, those traders we saw that also give rep and broken ship parts, which do have value. For those curious what happens when you get to the uncommon portions of the game, I'll show you one of those systems here, thanks to the Enterprise. You can see that you'll find other hostiles similar to what you saw before, but now they have the raw Trillium D, which is something else that you'll need in the refinery. There's Trillium A and Trillium D. Remember, we just showed you that there are 2 nodes that you can mine from both of these currencies, and if you start going to uncommon, these loot boxes will start dropping Trillium D. So you have 2 different currencies, a couple of different mining nodes, very similar in that aspect to how Voyager works, and you have to work through those loops. Also pay attention to these are green versus gray, as they are color coded. So as you go around, you'll see I'm going to a common system. If you see yellow, you're going to a premium system. And if you see gray, then you're going to a common system. So that is the base points of how this works. Navigating is not necessarily too difficult. Again, you go to your refinery, pick up your vouchers, and enter in. Remember that you have a 20-minute timer to get whatever it is that you want to get done, whether that is going into deep grinding here in high-level common space for better loot drops, or if you're going into the uncommon space, or if you're mining, whichever it is that you're trying to do, getting into it is simple. Get your vouchers, enter in, and then start warping through. Remember, you will need keys, so be very mindful that you are judicious in, your planning. And make sure that you put a lot of effort in that, because if you say want to get all the way to Alatera and you don't have any premium currency, but you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 common rift keys, you're not getting there. So pay attention to the finer details, but at the same time, Game Design's vision was that your presence in a system should matter, meaning the time you spent to, whether it be mining or hostile grinding, should have some relevance to the game that you're playing, hence the design. Now, we can debate the merits of all these things, of course, down below. I'll also say that one of my biggest pieces of feedback that I've given to the game design team already was that, look, this is not something that exists in a vacuum. This is a lot of currencies, a lot of things to keep up with, a lot of things to do when it takes 20, 30 minutes just to click through all your refineries and collect all your dailies. And they heard that and said, yeah, that's probably something we should fix. So maybe that comes in the future. But for now, this is the skinny, the basics of how to get started. Don't have to get anything too complicated just yet. Focus on hunting hostiles, focus on taking those down, and that's it. So go to your Mirror Universe refinery, take your claims, get your vouchers, get your rift keys. After that, head to like Alpha Centauri, head to Mirror Sirius, which you can see right here on your screen, and that'll allow you to move into the Mirror Universe with 300 vouchers per run. Then after that, you're going to need rift keys to hop between systems. Like if you want to go from a level 40 to a level 45 hostile or a level 50 hostile, you will need to key jump through the systems to get to where you want to be. And again, mining is even different or more different, but don't worry about that until you've actually done some research to make that a viable option. Hopefully this basics 101 tutorial video gets you into the Mirror Universe. If you have further questions, as always, reach out to me. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Mirror Universe piece of content. It's tomorrow.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.